Hello everyone, and welcome to today's healing session. My name is Mystique Awakening. I am an energy healer and spiritual mentor. And in today's healing session, we are leaving it up to you all to decide what the manifestation or intention should be. So go ahead and let us know what your request is. Make sure that it is specific. Make sure that it is something that everyone can benefit from. If you have an intention or manifestation that is personal to you, then we can do a mini Reiki session for that. You can sign up at the top of my page by going to mystique.bio and clicking mini Reiki session. But let's see what you guys want as a collective for healing today. Something very specific, a healing intention or a manifestation. Whoever has the most votes, that's what we will do. So if you see a manifestation or intention that you'd like to hop on, make sure that you're letting us know that as well. We'll give you guys another minute or so. I typically like to do healing live streams that I haven't done before. I have done a lot of inner peace. I have done a lot of money manifestation. But if that's where you guys are wanting to go, I understand. Can we be more specific with the peace that we are looking for? How is that going to help us show up in this world? What does inner peace mean to you if we are choosing that one? Third eye opening. That's something I want to address. I will never say that your third eye is open or closed. Well, I will say that all of your energy centers are open, right? All of them, all the time. If there is a closed energy center, you would be dead. So I want to kind of reframe the way that we are saying that. And so it could be a third eye activation, but be very mindful too. Why are you wanting that third eye activation? What do you think it's going to get you? Typically because when people are trying to feel more high vibe or feel more like they're able to manifest or feel, that their gifts are there more, they want to go straight to the third eye. In reality, we actually have to do a lot more grounding and a lot more root work. So I'm interested in hearing what you guys have to say about those desires, I guess, to open the third eye. But it's already open, I promise you. It's just either underactive, overactive, or blocked. Reiki is sorry, the way that it was asked was funny to me. Reiki is a Japanese relaxation technique that promotes healing. And so we're doing Reiki at a distance today, and we're choosing our intention now. And then we have a couple for anger as well. Some of your guys' comments are just making me laugh. I'm reading a lot more of them. We did have anger come up twice as well. So let me see. Chakra Lady 444. Yes, who are you? How do you know me? At peace with myself and my own space, be content and introspective external influences. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of mold our own little new intention from what we had received. Give me a second, because it takes me a second to formulate all of them. I want to do something that corresponds with anger. I also want to do something that corresponds with inner peace. But I also kind of want to spin it in a way that sounds a little bit different. So I want to do something that's a little bit more of like transmuting that anger and then turning it into something else. So taking that anger and turning it into something that would promote more peace, maybe. So I know that you guys are saying anger towards others. So maybe alchemizing anger for healthy communication, or alchemizing anger for healthy relationships, maybe. Something like that. Let me see. Okay, so you're a year younger. Perfect. Well, it's nice to see you again. Yeah, I have a very like noticeable face. All right, everyone. So I'm gonna go with the one for alchemizing anger for healthier relationships. We'll just kind of do a little bit of a blanket statement with the relationships, because then that could be the way that we communicate. That could just be the way that we receive, you know, their own energy as well, so we're not triggered. Sometimes people just be doing things and it like angers us, and it's like, okay, it's not even you, it's like me. Like, you're doing whatever it is that you're doing, but I'm not feeling very good about it. So with that as our intention, let's make sure that we are consenting to receive this healing energy inside of the chat. Please make sure that you are consenting to receive, so that you're able to fully immerse yourself into this experience. Alongside that, let's go ahead and fix our posture. So we're going to take our feet and plant them firmly on the ground. We're not crossing our ankles, crossing our legs, crossing our arms. We're not hunching over. We're making sure that we're sitting up nice and tall and straight, almost as if we have a puppeteer string that is pulling us up. We're going to take our shoulders, roll them up, back, and down so that they're laying nice in their socket. And if you're feeling a lot of anger and frustration, or you know where that anger and frustration likes to sit and lurk in the body, make sure that you're giving that a little stretch, giving that a little love, allowing yourself to kind of move in this time if you need to do a couple twists. Unclenching your jaw, because we hold a lot of our anger in our mouth, and then the place where anger impacts us the most in the body is the liver as well. So just something to keep in mind as you're focusing in on the healing intention today. You're going to relax all of the muscles of the face, all of the muscles of the body, taking your hands and placing them palms facing up on your lap or down, whatever feels the most comfortable for you, whatever you feel like you need at this time. Together, we're going to breathe in 3 juicy breaths. And so every single time that we inhale, we're going to inhale the kind of peace or alchemy that it is that we're looking for. And every exhale is going to exhale that anger or frustration or irritation out of our being. So inhale. Inhaling the alchemy, inhaling the peace, and exhaling, releasing that anger, letting it go. In through the nose. Inhaling that peace, and exhale, letting whatever frustration or irritability go. One more time, in through the nose. Really fill your diaphragm, fill your belly, and exhale. Beautiful. Keep breathing like that as much as you possibly can. Breathing deeply and deeper. I have been on a live stream pretty much all day today, so excuse me. Just laugh at me. Laugh with me if I stutter or mess up my words. I went on my free community earlier today to talk about the self-healing game plan. So that is one of the free trainings that I was offering, and we winded up doing that live stream for 2.5 hours. And so a lot of talking was happening today. And we're just gonna allow the words to flow the way that they want to. So again, if you've just come here, hello, my name is Mystique Awakening. I'm an energy healer and spiritual mentor. Today we are conducting a Reiki session for alchemizing anger and turning it into energy for healthier relationships. So if you're experiencing a little bit of irritation or frustration, or maybe you have a lack of boundaries and someone is just getting on your nerves, whether they are your romantic partner, your best friend, your cousin, your favorite coworker, your family members, maybe it's just the relationship that you have with yourself that you're getting a little bit frustrated with, this is the perfect live stream for you. So if you're feeling this energy, oh my gosh, what is that? Way to throw me off. I love that. I've never seen that in my whole entire life. That is so cute. I love when you guys send those little things and I'm like, what? This is a new one I've never seen. Love that. Thank you so much, Christy. I'm going to have to rewatch that because that was so cool. But yes, maybe it's just a relationship that you have even with yourself. So if you're holding on to a lot of bitterness, even any resentments, any anger of any kind, jealousy, envy, however it is showing up, we are taking the time right now to release that. So if you're loving this healing energy, you're feeling it already, make sure that you're sharing some love with me back by liking this live stream so it can reach a wider audience, or even sharing this live stream so that it can reach those who are looking to alchemize their anger and turn it into something that is healthier instead. Now, anger innately is healthy. It's healthy to experience anger, but if you're feeling like it's just kind of coming out and it's not really tamed, or you're not understanding how to fully process that emotion without lashing out to other people or sabotaging yourself, then this is exactly why we're here in this session today. Also, too, if you're not already giving me a follow, make sure that you're doing so that we can continue our healing journey together. Still keeping up with the breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth. I chose a new playlist today, and I don't know how I feel about it, but we're gonna go with it. That's the thing about me being a Taurus. I'm like, I don't try new things that often. I do a healthy amount, but oftentimes I'm like, stick to what you know, girl. Do what you like. Go with the vibes that are, the similar that you know and love. And then the Gemini moon comes out and is like, try something different. And then the Taurus has to sit through the different and doesn't always like it. But if you guys like it, that's totally fine. If you guys are like, no, this is like weird music, we can totally change it. Yeah, comfort and repetition. I love repetition as well. I feel like you're able to refine things. I like tradition. I like things that are just consistent. And I like curating a vibe that is familiar and comfortable. But again, that Gemini side of me is like, whip it up and do something different. Get into a different flow. And then I'm always like, okay, what? Sometimes it takes me somewhere fun and that's okay. But sometimes I'm just like, where did you... Why did you? How did you? Like, no. Yes, happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday, happy Friday. A reminder for those of you who are wanting me to send you Reiki and only you Reiki today, you can sign up for a mini Reiki session. In those sessions, I will tap into your energy, and based off of the intention or manifestation that you send me, I will let you know where you have certain blockages or areas of impact in your energy. Then we will go through the process of releasing, removing, or even infusing any energies that need to be released or need to be infused. I will also connect with your higher self and your spiritual team. If there is anything that you need to know right now, any messages you need to hear, I will help to translate those messages for you so you have the clarity and the focus that you need moving forward towards that intention or towards that manifestation. You can save your spot in line by going to mystique.bio at the top of my page and then clicking mini Reiki session. As always, I do have limited spots available, and I will be hopping off of the live stream sooner than I usually do. I think we only have about maybe 30 minutes together, so if you're wanting to have your mini Reiki session, make sure that you are signing up as soon as possible. Question for you all: when you experience anger, where does it show up in your body? Is it a tightness in your chest? Is it in your head? Is it in your throat, in your words? Maybe you start to get itchy and blotchy. And you start to get a little restless and your knees and legs start to shake. Where is it that you experience the anger once it does creep up? Making sure you're still breathing in through the nose and expanding your diaphragm as you are inhaling until you can no longer inhale, you can no longer expand, and then from that expansion, from that diaphragm, we release that breath in and exhale out through the mouth. This is a beautiful way to not only regulate your nervous system, but also allow you to release any pent-up energy that is stored or trapped in the body. The longer we hold on to emotions that are unwanted, the longer it will impact us negatively. And the last thing that we want is to manifest any health concerns. So use your breath in this practice, use your breath outside of this practice. Really allow yourself to use this time to connect, and especially too if you're someone who utilizes smoking as a vice to help you maybe with your anger or any emotional regulation. That is your body's way of letting you know that it wants to breathe in deeper. So take some time to really connect with the breath. If you're someone who takes shallow breaths, if you're someone who doesn't really have too much time in their day to connect to themselves, use this opportunity that you have to connect to themselves. Use this opportunity that you have. Beautiful. All right, we do have our very first mini Reiki session, so let's go ahead and tap in, see who is here today to heal. This is a great opportunity for those of you who are in the self-healing game. You understand that your healing journey is super important. Maybe you are already in a mentorship or you're working with people to help you bring more harmony, peace, balance to your well-being. This is an opportunity for you to learn from other people's intentions or manifestations or life journeys in general. So keep your ears open and see what the guidance Christy receives is. So let me see. Let me see. Give me just one moment here while I bring this up. Take a little water break. Cheers. This song I like. A little jazzy. I don't think I've ever heard jazz with a hang drum before. And I'm digging it. If some of you are here who have been watching me for a long time, following me for a long time, and you're not a part of my free community, go ahead and get your butt in there. I will say that just because I've been going on some free live trainings the past couple weeks that I know will absolutely change your life and completely flip your own identity on its head into the person that you are becoming, and it's absolutely free. I obviously do have paid resources that get you closer proximity to me, but this is an opportunity where you're able to have advice and guidance that should literally be costing you like thousands of dollars, and you have it absolutely for free. And it would not be my job as a mentor or someone who is a light worker or healer. It would not do anybody service if I wasn't promoting this. So I want you guys to get into that free community as quickly as possible and receive the benefits. The replay of today's live stream training that we had for the self-healing game plan will be up and available very, very soon. We just did it today, so it's still processing in Zoom, and I have to kind of go in there and boop it in, but I want you guys to have that as an accessible resource for you for your healing journeys. But this is only for those of you who are active about your healing journey. If you're just someone who kind of sits on the sidelines, you don't really want to manifest, you don't really want to heal, you don't really want to do the work, it's probably not going to be the best place for you, because I do go hard on mentorship there, and I do give you practical and tangible steps to be able to elevate yourself, expand your life, and really create the life that you were born here to experience. So I want to just shout that out and keep that in mind for you guys. If you have been a part of my world and you're kind of worried of like, where is TikTok going? We still have that kind of looming over our heads. That's a place where you can always find me. Okay, I promise I'm trying to get this. I just don't know why my computer is being so slow. Okay, perfect, finally. All right, Christy, so you're experiencing heavy feeling, extreme stress. You need to move in a different direction after your divorce. Okay, so Christy, I'm gonna have you consent, of course, to receive out loud in your head or even in the chat, taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Okay. Ooh, okay. So for you, I'm definitely experiencing something is impacting your crown and even your third eye. It's almost like your whole entire future. You almost see it going in two different directions. And I feel like you're undecided specifically between those two directions. So it's definitely taking a mental toll on you. I would immediately say, I usually leave the resources and information and tools at the end, but for you, meditation. If you're not cultivating a meditative practice, it's definitely time to do so, because that's the only way you're going to be able to process and sift and sort through things. If it's difficult for you to meditate, let me know that. If it's difficult for you to be in a consistent practice, let me know that. But that is first and foremost something that I know will help alleviate a lot of the pressure that you're feeling. It's almost like you're just kind of running the rat race and doing, what you can in the time that you have in your waking state. But you're almost doing so out of just like sheer impulse or reactivity. I feel like for you, and even outside of the current situation that you're in, I feel like you primarily kind of run off of like anxiety or run off of just like the adrenaline of like having to get things done. Maybe you're someone who kind of tends to procrastinate and leave things for the last minute, so that you run on that to be able to like kind of push through and get things done as well. Your body really is craving that relaxation from you and craving finding the peace and like the small moments. And I feel like your body really is craving that relaxation from you and craving finding the peace and like the small moments. And I feel like you're someone who tends to fill those moments that you could have of peace and relaxation and inner knowing and mindfulness with other distractions and other things to like always keep you going. It's almost kind of giving me a little bit of like, maybe you're also like way too into caffeine, or like way into some sort of like habit that you're doing that just keeps perpetuating the same cycle. You're like, yes, absolutely. Okay. that is perpetuating the cycle of stress that you're experiencing, and that heavy feeling that you're feeling is the lack of energy cleansing. When you cleanse your energy, that is spiritual hygiene. So can you imagine if we did not shower for like years and years and years, or months or days and weeks on end? We would feel like heavy and gross and like not like all right, and then we'd be like warding people off with our smell and our aroma. The same thing happens with your spiritual and energetic hygiene. And when you're able to cleanse your energy and release all of the heaviness, all of the toxicity that people are giving you, all of the stress, the negativity, like when you're able to release that through energy cleansing, that's when you start to feel lighter. That's when you start to feel like, okay, I can actually move and groove. I have like energy again. I don't have to rely on these things, and you will start to choose a different path for yourself. And I feel like almost in relation, because now my ear is ringing, I feel like in relation to that kind of split mind where you're like, it could go this way or it could go this way, I feel like you're actually asking yourself, and also at the same time kind of offended by your own question of like what you're going to choose next, because it's very clear like you can continue to choose the same path that you've been on this whole entire time, or you can choose a new identity, a new path. But it's almost like that to you, with the way that you're feeling so heavy, is almost like incomprehensible. Like it's like, how can I achieve that when I've got all this stuff? And it's like, well, we don't need to bring all this stuff to where it is that we're going. As a matter of fact, to get to where we're going, we cannot bring all of this stuff. And so for you specifically, you have to get onto that regimen if you're looking to have newness, right? But the thing is, if you're not really looking forward to making any change, no quick fix is going to really serve as a solution for you. And I feel like you may have been getting into the pattern of that impulse and reactivity to life, that you have only really been investing your time, energy, attention, or money into quick fixes, short-term solutions to kind of like, you said, I absolutely need the change. And the thing is, it's like, I was telling this to everybody who joined my live stream earlier today in my free community of the self-healing game plan. Like, it takes you being able to like make that change for yourself and shift that identity. It takes you being able to understand, like, you know what, where it is that I am going has to be with a different way of being in general. Like, I have to make different decisions. I have to take different actions. I have to see myself differently and see the world differently. So there's definitely some clearing out of like the closet that I believe is very appropriate for you at this time. But energy cleansing has to be like top priority. Not only will you begin to feel the immediate effects and immediate relief from that, but you're also going to start to experience the long-term benefits of being able to have those moments where you're like, I'm feeling like this again, and you're like, oh, but I know what to do. And you have that inner certainty, and you're no longer just bleeding all of those heavy feelings and stress into the next day. I call that like a next day hangover. When you wake up, you do what you got to do. It's super stressful. You don't have a time to release. Maybe you kind of scroll on TikTok or you take a nap or whatever, but then it bleeds into the next day because we weren't actually taking off everything that needed to be taken off. And so for you, definitely, I sense that almost every single element you could use. Something like Reiki is using like a spiritual element, so that would be like spiritual energy cleansing, which is fantastic. However, I do believe that you need also the earth, the air, the water, and the fire. Okay, so I'm going to primarily work on those top two energy centers, and also I'm feeling the heart as well. There's some stuff that can kind of be cleared out from the solar plexus, but I'm going to kind of keep it like core to the heart and to the crown and third eye. If I had more time, I would also really focus in on your root. I'm going to kind of touch on those as much as I can, but since we have a limited amount of time together, I want to make sure that I can like hit the core ones quickly, and then from there see how things progress. Okay, so continue to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth throughout this whole entire process. What I'm hearing from your spirit guides is building a habit slowly over time. So if you're feeling like life is a little bit too much to bear right now, and you're like, well, I have all these things to do, and if I want this new reality, if I want to be this new person, I have to start by doing all these things, and it's like you're already talking yourself out of it is what I'm sensing. And so your spirit guides are letting you know, like, okay, little by little you can form a habit, little by little, but choose one habit that you feel is going to help progress you the most towards the vision that you see for yourself and that you're casting for yourself. And that will alone just help you create even a better picture. If you're undecided of what direction to go from now on, you have to understand yourself better, and you have to be able to understand the language of your own intuition. And that's why we'll tap a lot into the heart space, because it feels like you may have just been so overwhelmed with so much emotion that the intuition's been a little bit cloudy. So we'll clear that up, but little by little build those habits and start to kind of get back to you, get back to that inner voice, get back to those desires, get back to that intuition that is always calling out to you. Take your hands, rub them together, flow into them 3 times, and place them both on your heart space. Continue to take 4 more deep breaths here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. When you are done with those 4 breaths, you can place your hands back on your lap. Take in 2 more deep breaths. Beautiful. All right, Christy. Going and closing you out. First of all, so sorry if you're hearing people play music downstairs. They've got 0 boundaries. We have to talk to them. There is a gym that's beneath us, and they come in around this time and they just blast music like nobody's business, or like nobody's healing. So sorry if you're hearing that, but Ludacris was just blasting. If you didn't hear it, that's totally fine. Maybe it's a sign for you to listen to a little bit more Ludacris. But for you, Christy, getting back to everything, I do truly believe that you would honestly benefit so much from that self-healing game plan that I was talking about, that I had done earlier for my free community. That is something that is a part of Beyond Balance as well, which is my next recommendation for you, because truly in that process of the Beyond Balance method, once you adhere to that and you're able to build on those specific habits as well of energy cleansing yourself, of understanding, okay, I'm having this emotional reaction, this is how I can release it, this is what I can do to infuse, you then have a lot more of that inner certainty, and you have a clearer understanding of where your intuition is trying to take you, because it's like your internal navigational system. I always refer to that as the intuition. That internal navigational system is always pointing you to where it is that your soul really wants to go. And if you're feeling very heavy right now, feeling super stressed, if you're not having that clarity of where you want to go and what direction to like really put your efforts into, it's only going to get more confusing without energy cleansing. It's only going to get more confusing without your intuition. It's only going to get more confusing when you are continuing to do what it is that got you here in the first place. And I know that there is something, there's a lot of things that happen externally, but that's even more reason for you to understand how you can hone in on your internal reality to then help change and shift the external reality. Your external reality does not change if you focus in on it and say, that needs to change, that needs to change, that needs to change, that needs to change, and put all of your energy outside of yourself. That is a way that you can drain your energy, and that is a way that you can give your power to anything and anyone else. And I feel like there's been a little bit of that opposite direction within you, and it's been very unsettling. And I feel like this has not been something that is very recent for you. I feel like this is something that has been happening for an overextended amount of time right now. And I feel like you may have some doubts moving forward, just in general, not even about like where you want to be or go in life. And I just feel like doubts overall. And I think that they've been clouding your mind for far too long. And it's just like, there's no point in dreaming too much when you have that kind of like weight within you. And I'm almost sensing like a desperation or craving for more, but like an immediate like suppression of like what that emotion could be or what that inspiration could be for you. So again, I do highly suggest the Beyond Balance program for that. If you do sign up within the next 24 hours, I will just for free gift you a 60-minute one-on-one session. That one-on-one session is already $197. So it's literally like you're just going to get $200 back on the program that you would spend on the investment. And so I highly recommend that if that is something that calls to you and you feel like you are able to actively be consistent in that and be ambitious enough to create that new lifestyle for you by choosing you first, by connecting to your energy first, by energy cleansing first, then that's definitely going to be where you want to be for sure. The link is in my bio, absolutely. You can go click it, scroll down until you see Beyond Balance. I have a free masterclass that discusses where energetically, which we already kind of touched on today, but what energetically, I'm so sorry. It's so loud. Can you hear that? I'm like trying to do my job as best as I can. I just like am hearing all of this music downstairs. I'm so sorry. It's making me distracted. But there is a free Check My Codes masterclass that when you're able to watch that, you will start to understand your own energy centers much better. You don't hear it? Okay, thank God, because it's like ridiculous how loud it is. Thank goodness. Okay, so I'm just the one distracting the conversation, not anything else. That's fine. I'm fine with that. And you're able to understand your energy centers a lot more when you watch that, so that you can know like, oh my gosh, like this is why I've been doing this, or this is why my manifestation didn't come, or this is why this person always reacts this way to me. It's because of my energy. And then from there, when you move forward to the actual program, we start off week 1 by the lower 3. We always go from the base all the way up to the crown. So you're always hearing me on these Reiki sessions say you're root, or you're this, or you're that, or the other. And so you're going to get firsthand experience of taking healing into your own hands and feeling a lot more empowered with your internal navigational system and your own tools and resources that are innate. These are God-given gifts that we're all able to experience and have, but not many of us utilize it because we don't know how. Beyond Balance teaches you how. And so we go through week 1 healing the physical body. Week 2 is healing the emotional body. Week 3 is healing the mental body. And week 4 is healing the spiritual body. And I could literally go on for days and days and days about how amazing this program is, but there's testimonials on that page for you to review so that you can understand how it's benefited other people as well and how it can benefit you too. So that's the recommendation that I have. It was very beautiful working on your energy today. I just understand the gravity of the situation and the weight that it is that you're holding. And as a practitioner, as a healer, I don't want you to have to carry that for far too long when you don't have to. There's a way that it could be different for you, and I want you to realize that and experience it for yourself. So Thank you so much for allowing me to conduct this healing session for you today. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I will send you an email of the recording and replay of the session so you have it to watch over and over and over again. Okay. Let me see. Does anyone else have any questions? Someone was singing some lyrics. Oh my gosh, what is these? Oh, I love it. I thought for a second it would turn into like the Taurus one, but it's just like a regular constellation. I love that. I don't know who sent that. Who just sent that? Oh, Christy, it was you. I just saw that now. Usually it says like Christy sent this, and then like I didn't see like who it was. Thank you so much. That is so kind. Does anyone have any questions about their own energy, how they can take healing into their own hands, what energy cleansing is, how to get into closer proximity with me, or what those programs even look like? I know today was a little bit of a shorter live stream just because, one, I've been on live like all day today, but two, I do have somewhere that I need to be, but I still want to make sure that I'm here and present with you for anyone who could use any guidance or advice or mentorship right now. So please feel free to ask questions. If you don't have questions, I'll assume that we're done here for today. I do still invite every single one of you who are leaders in your life, who are not kind of riding in the passenger seat of your own life journey or healing journey, and you're ready to make active change, where you want 2025 to be literally the pivotal year for you, where you're like, oh my God, this was so momentous. Like, I moved those mountains, I've changed lives, I've impacted myself, I've impacted others, I'm showing up so much better for my family, I'm so much healthier in my career, I'm so much more abundant. Like, you would not believe how much money the people who come into my world make. Like, let me just say that first and foremost. I've had people manifest thousands of dollars overnight when they were literally crying to me over the phone like a day before, saying that they just don't feel like they have that much abundance. So this work truly does change lives, because every single thing that you're able to manifest or even experience in this world is energy. It starts as energy first, and then it comes into physical material matter second, right? So if everything that you're experiencing in your life is not really amounting to the life that you know that you were born to live, wouldn't it make sense to then go inside and go internally and kind of get to the root source of what's going on, clear that, infuse whatever it is that you may need, like the peace, the harmony, the balance, the happiness, the abundance, the inner knowing, the certainty, the confidence, the self-esteem, and then see how life responds to you. You are the thermostat. You are the thermostat. You get to choose what kind of level of the game of life that you want to play, and I'm here to show you how to do that if you do not know how. Let me see. Out-of-body experience as a child, I don't actively use my gifts received from that experience. Sometimes when we have these crazy spiritual experiences at such a young age, where we don't know how to conceptualize what was just happening, and then everyone else outside of us is maybe calling us crazy or saying, oh, it's just our imagination, or like they just don't know how to relate or how to handle us, then that can lead to a lot of fear or confusion around spirituality and energy and our gifts in general, and then we will start to kind of suppress them. And so if you are someone who's ready to say, you know what, like, let me step into this a little bit more, like, let me figure out what my gifts are and let me utilize them for my own betterment or for the betterment of the world, that's when you would start to do some sort of work with me specifically. Or of course, you can always decide to kind of go about it in your own way. It'll just perhaps take you longer. When you are working with a mentor for any sort of manifestation journey that you're on or healing journey that you're on, you're paying for that experience in order for you to save time and energy and confusion, right? I often too say, this is something also that I went over in my free training from earlier of the self-healing game plan. What is it costing you? Like, what is it truly costing you to stay stagnant, to stay stuck, to stay feeling like low self-worth, to stay feeling like you can never have healthy relationships? Like, it's costing you so much more than whatever the program costs, I promise you, than, you know, what you would be getting out of it. And so it is very important that if you're kind of teeter-tottering on like, should I do a mentorship? Should I not do a mentorship? What is it good for? If I can just kind of Google things on my own. Yeah, you can Google things on your own, but you don't know what you don't know. So you don't know how to ask them some of the right questions sometimes. And also, it's going to take you so much more time and energy and confusion. You don't really know always who to trust online as well. And that is just going to cost you further down the line. So if you were able to actually connect to another human being who has some information or insights or experience that could help you, that is what could be that next step that you've always been looking for. But if you're someone who's like waiting in life and you're like, I'm waiting for someone to save me, I'm waiting for this one thing to happen, I'm waiting for these manifestations to come, then you're kind of doing it backwards. You're like shooting yourself in the foot when you could be easily accessing quantum leaps with just some support or some guidance. I always say that we are community-based people. Like, we have that hive mind as human beings. We're like tribe mentality. So it's very important to make sure that you're having that kind of community of people, of like-minded individuals who are just as high level as you, just as ambitious as you, just as a go-getter as you, and where you feel comfortable betting all in on yourself because you see so many other people doing the same. And if you have a question, it can benefit them, or if they have a question, it can benefit you. So I'm always preaching mentorship because I know that I could never get to this point of like peace and clarity. And I'm not saying that like my life is perfect, go ahead and follow every step that I've made. It's not that, but I literally, if I was the me from 5 years ago, I would not be here right now, like on this screen. I would be in bed. I probably would not have been showered for like 5 or more days. Depressed as hell, anxious as hell, still having these panic attacks that are chronic, still feeling like my heart is beating out of my chest or that I have shooting, stabbing pains in my chest. I would still be super reactive. I would not look the same. I would not act the same. So my whole entire life has changed once I understood how to heal my own energy, and that every single thing in life responds to you and your energy first and the thermostat that you set it at. And my thermostat was set so fucking low because I did not have that self-worth, because I did not know how to cleanse my energy, because I did not know what my energy was in general. And so that's exactly what life was reflecting back to me. So if 2025 is a year where you're like, okay, it's new year, new me, but you're not doing anything new, you're not making any different changes, you're still embodying that same unhealed inner child, or you're still embodying that same autopilot ego that's only ever kept you, here to this point, but never up there where you want to be, it's definitely time to make sure that you're getting yourself into mentorship of any kind. And if that just so happens to be with me because you feel like you trust me and you feel like our work together would be pivotal for you, then don't waste your time. Honestly, get in as soon as possible, because my books are increasingly, expanding, and I want to make sure that we are able to work together quickly so that we have the time and space for you when you're here, when you're ready, when you're tapped in and tuned in. Let me go ahead and see anything else. Okay, so that's pretty much all that I have for you guys. If there's anything else that you need from me, make sure that you're heading to my free community or take a look at some of the programs that I have. Apply for the mentorship. I would love to understand where your background is, where you're coming from, and where it is that you're wanting to go so that I can help you get there. Love you guys so much. Bye.